Hello and welcome to this Studio Brutal video. Here I'm going to cover how to make a reverb rumble kick, which is like a booming sub bass made by reverb in the kick, and you hear it on old techno records and new techno records, old Jeff Mills stuff, and new drum code records. It's a really good way of making sub bass because it's just derived from the kick, so it's automatically in tune with the kick, and it makes it sound like the room is booming because it's made from reverb. It makes it can sound like the room is shaking. You can hear it in the background now. I'll turn it up. If you can't hear that, you're going to need headphones for this because it is just low frequencies. And this is another one. Let me just solo it. And that is going underneath the kick, and it hits where the kick doesn't. So it's pumping off the beat, so it just makes the kick sound like it's throbbing and shake. It sounds like it's shaking the walls. You know what I mean? You know that sound. So yeah, what you want to do is, I've got two different examples here. I'll run you through both of them. Is first of all, you want to set up a 909 kick. I have used one that comes with Ableton. And I've given it a bit of overdrive just to taste, and then I put it in a group as well with a bit of distortion on it, so everything's distorted a little bit, and a little bit of a glue compressor. We'll tweak those afterwards though. So yeah, you get your 909 kick drum, and then you just right click and copy the track. You duplicate that channel, and then you have this, which is the same thing, the kick with the overdrive on it as your rumble, and then you add reverb to it. Let me switch everything off here and solo it. I'll switch it all off, and then you can hear that. That's the reverb, just the kick with the reverb fully wet. For the short one, I've used short decay time. This is just going to make the kick a little bit longer and boomier with a reverb tail. So yeah, you can hear that. You can probably hear the high end more out of your speakers or on your headphones, but it's got a bass in it. It's made from the kick, so it's got the bass of the kick in it. And then I'm going to distort it with overdrive, and then saturate it. Basically, you want to make it a little bit messy and muddy, and then we're going to tame it down later with EQ, like that. You can use a filter or EQ. I think you can sculpt it better with an EQ8 personally. And so now you've got this sort of pumping sub bass, and then you can distort it more. You can just distort it to taste. You can drive it as much as you like, and then I've EQ'd it again. And yeah, and you can EQ it as well so it fits well with the kick. And then yeah, like I said, I've got some distortion on the group. So if I add the kick back in, it's just a much more boomy kick. Listen, if I take the sub bass off and then add it back in, it's just a boom underneath it that if you play it on a big system, it's going to sound like it's shaking the room. And then yeah, that's how to do a shorter one. And then I've done the exact same thing again over here, but I have basically done two things. I've done two different things. One, I have made the decay time a lot longer, so it's not just like a kick tail. It's like the whole thing is shaking, like it is. Let me solo it. So it's a lot longer. I can even turn it up more. So it's like one long tone. It's too muddy. It was just going to swell and sound too much. But then directly after it, I put a compressor, which is side chained to the kick. You can see it kicking in, so it makes it pump. I'll turn that down a bit. You can hear that if I turn it up. Turn up the distortion. Let me turn up the distortion at the end, and take some of that EQ off. It's just a messy sort of reverb tone, but when you sculpt it just down to the low end, it makes just this booming sub bass. But yeah, if you use a long one, you definitely want to control it with compression, or you can use like a utility or anything with a volume on it, and automate the volume so it drops quickly when the kick comes in. I would just use a compressor, because it'll just do it automatically based on your kick track. And then add the kick back in, and yeah, and there you have it. And then you can I like using the glue compressor, but the drum bus is really good as well for the glue compressor just glues it together, but the drum bus is really good for then treating the kick and the rumble together. You can get quite industrial, but yeah, that's basically the gist of it. You can go back and change the length of the kick, the length of the reverb, how much the compressor works, and obviously use lots of different distortion. I mean, you can make it very industrial by using something like the amp. So yeah, that's basically it. There's so you're basically just adding reverb to a copy of the kick drum and processing it into a mess, and then taming it down with EQ and compression, and then you want to group process it with the kick, and then make sure you can hear them both well, so they're not interfering with each other. The side chain will take care of most of that. So yeah, that's it. There's another way of doing this where instead of using reverb, you use delay for the rumble. I'll do that in a different video. But yeah, that is basically it. The file for this is available in the description below, so yeah, go and grab that. And yeah, we do a free kick email every week. There's an email with free kick samples, so you can sign up for that below as well. Any questions or anything like that, or if you've made one of these and want me to give feedback on it, I'm happy to do it. Just message me or leave me a comment in the comments below. So yeah, that's it. Check the description for the downloads, and yeah, good luck. So yeah, that's it from me. Have a good day. Take care. Bye.